transition, pick and roll, one-on-one. So a lot of defensive focus. So good day. I thought it was a good day.
Just on the defensive topic, I was looking at some stuff. You guys are giving up the highest percent of rim and three to opponents. What, I guess, needs to happen to kind of bring down opponent shot quality?
Well, you're not going to solve both, but, the area of focus for us is to protect the paint more than anything. Let's start there and then build out. But as we said, it starts in transition. Some of this is happening in transition. It's in our half-court defense. It's in our one-on-one defense. So it's all phases. It starts at the point of attack, though, in transition.
The rookies are getting put in a ton of actions. Just what has been your message to them, both in terms of, hey, keep your head up, like don't worry that if teams are going at you, but also just to help them get up to speed at playing NBA level defense.
Step up. That's not going anywhere. No, they're going to continue to go right at you, whether you're a rookie or not. Those are the bookends of our defense, on the ball and the big, either at the rim or in pick and roll. And for the rest of their career, they're going to be put in action. So they got to figure it out and figure it out quickly, because we got to improve. And if they're going to be in the actions 50% of the times that they're in there, they got to execute and they got to get better. So we're spending a lot of time with both of them, Fears and Queen, on their pick and roll coverage. It's coming at them at extremely fast. These possessions, you watch an NBA game now, like you got to make split-second decisions in pick and roll and transition, and it's a processing thing. So it's a mental component to it. Like I got to recognize what I'm in, and then I got to go execute it. There's a couple layers to this. So, and it's just a habit work. It takes time. Nobody has solved this, the first year they were in the NBA, unless they probably played 2, 3, 4, 5 years, in college. So I'm seeing progress, though. I'm going to say that there's awareness, there's intention, there's evidence to me that they're moving in the right direction.
Fears mentioned that coaches weren't allowed to talk during drills today. They was trying to put the emphasis on the players. Just like, you just talk about just where that kind of came from and trying to get those guys to
Well, it's interesting. We talk about communication as coaches. Like we tell our players to go talk, and then we're the ones talking the whole time. That doesn't teach them anything. So you almost have to teach players how to talk, how to communicate. And I'm not going to give you the answer to the test. You got to go figure this out in the game. They got to talk. So you would see that a lot in our gym right now, where the only people that can talk are the 5 on the court, period. And you're exposed. If you're not talking, it stands out quickly, right? You know who's not talking.
Right.
And if I don't hear it, we'll do it again. So there's a habit of communication that has to be elevated right now. We're not where we need to be, but we're taking steps, and we'll continue to hold them accountable to that.
With Jeremiah, how much of a plus has it been for him that over kind of a long period of time, since the beginning of the season when he moved in the starting lineup, he's been very consistent. It seems like his efficiency, too, for a point guard is really good in terms of his shooting percentages. It seems like, every rookie's going to have games where they have a 4 for 12 or whatever, but it seems like he has really reduced that and been somebody that's pretty reliable night in and night out.
Yeah, he's been consistent for a rookie. You don't see a lot of dips with him, I think he has, to answer your question, I think he has been consistent. At least on the offensive end, the numbers, the efficiency, his shooting numbers are very efficient. When you look at that, it's high quality there for a rookie. I don't think anybody expected him to probably shoot this percentage from 3 as well this early. His rim decisions are the area of focus for us right now. Is he making the right read when he gets to the rim? Because, he can get to the paint at will. It's just now, what does he do with it? Does he take the right shot, or does he find a better shot for his teammate? And he's very aware of it. He's watching it. He's become more consistently making the right play in that area. So that's important. And then the defense is something that he's got to continue to work on, and he is. He's very focused on the defensive end.
There's a lot of point guards in the NBA that if you look back at some of the best point guards, if you look back at their rookie season, they're shooting like low 40s from the field, and he's at like 44, 45. I mean, how much of that do you look at as like this is a plus as far as his future goes?
It is. It's a very good sign. You're right. It's a very good sign. I mean, guys like Halliburton, Garland, Fox, guys like that are high-level All-NBA guys right now. He's kind of in that same range, if not a little bit higher. I'm not sure I should tell him that, but he probably knows. But the point being that he's on the right path. he's moving in the right direction. He's doing some really good things for us.
With adding her back in and then Jordan Poole, how much are you still looking at the rotations and tweaking who's playing with who and when?
That's the toughest question right now. We got bodies back. I have a lot of different ways we can play and different lineups. It's a very good problem to have as a coach, but it's a complicated one too. Because there's a lot of guys that are deserving of minutes that are playing well. We got to find the right group. The thing for me is you got to bring the standard and you got to elevate your play right now, or else you got another guy sitting right there that I could go to quickly. So you got to do your job on both sides of the ball. Bring it every night. Obviously, the standard is your competitiveness, your spirit, your energy, your fight, the violence you bring to the game. But there's also an element of execution too. So I'm going to try to find the right balance for this. But we've got some tools back, and I'm excited to work with them.
What was any update on Zion's status? Was he able to participate?
He did. He went through practice today and did as much as he could, and I believe he'll be questionable tomorrow.
And just kind of going back to the defensive drills, it seems like you're applying certain constraints. I know this constraint-led approach is kind of the buzz in the NBA right now. Different teams are trying that out. Are you tapped into it? Are you trying to incorporate more and more? Is that something you've always done? Just where do you stand on that?
What do you mean by that?
It seems like more and more teams are applying coaching styles where they apply constraints to specific drills that, I guess, allow for specific outcomes rather than just trying to do something prescriptive or something that is just like rote memory. They're like, okay, like for example, what you said.
I think I have done that. I think trying to put value on quality of shots, maybe how we score a drill, so we understand the value of what we're trying to get out of it. I think that's kind of what you're asking, but we do put constraints on it to encourage our guys or demand or show value to a certain possession. And offensively, the quality shot we want, the type of shots we want, putting constraints there. And then also if they're not executing defensively, we're going to stop it right away and correct them. And but I think more than anything, it shows the value of what you believe in as a group, and that's what the constraints do.
When you first got here that first season, Trey registered 35 dunks all season. He's at 43 already. Just what have you guys been able to get going with him that allows him to get some of these quality looks at the rim and just more alley-oops and finishes there?
Well, without having all the numbers in front of me, I'm assuming a lot of them are in transition. He's getting out in transition a lot more. This is probably the highest pace we've played in the 3 years, would be my guess. I don't have those, again, in front of me, but I'm assuming that our pace right now is as high as it's been. And he's a great runner. We know that. He's a heck of a runner, a transition guy, so getting a lot of those. Then in the half court, probably the queen effect too, a little bit, at the rim, the back cutting. So all that put together, he should be well over 100 this year. Right? That's the direction we're moving. So, look, we're getting to the rim a lot more. A lot of these are layups, dunks, lobs as well. But Murph's a unique talent. Like he's, with his athleticism in the full court, in transition, in the half court, very exciting player.